Welcome to the Board of Commissioners, City of Bowling Green, Kentucky, regular meeting, City Hall, February 20, 2024 at 4:30 p.m. We're going to begin with the invocation or pledge of allegiance, and I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Hill.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I am happy to introduce our speaker for the prayer today. It is pastor of Christ Fellowship Church, Lance Parrott. They just celebrated their 15-year anniversary. This is quite hard for me because he should still be 15. But this young man, I watched him grow up in Eastwood. We also both went to the same university, Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Of course, he went a lot later than I did, but that's okay. But Lance's church started with 18 charter members, and it's now at 225. So Lance has done an outstanding job, and I appreciate him being here so much. So Lance?
For us. Father, thank you so much for, Lord, the opportunity to pray for this wonderful city of Bowling Green. Lord, what a joy it has been for me and for my family, Lord, to be a part of this great city. And Lord, to be in the room with all these great servants who desire to serve you and to serve our city. And we just ask that you would give them the help to do so today, to be selfless servants, Lord, that live to love others, to serve others, and bring you glory. Lord, you call us to love you with all our hearts, mind, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. And so, Lord, I pray that you would make us selfless neighbors who are full of wisdom, your wisdom, Lord, to make decisions that need to be made, Lord, full of unity that desire to be unified around you and love for one another. And then, Lord, help us be selfless in the way that we selflessly serve one another, counting others more significant than ourselves. Lord, no matter our roles, no matter how big or how small those roles are, Lord, let us be selfless servants that seek to love you and love others. Lord, that this whole city might be filled with your joy. And thank you most of all for Jesus Christ. We pray all in his name. Amen.
Thank you, Lance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Commissioner Hill. This time, we'll have a roll call, please. Mrs. Jackson.
Commissioner Pearson.
Here.
Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Beasley Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Mayor Alcott.
Here. Mr. Meisel, do you have any comments at this time?
I do have a couple, Mayor. Thank you. First of all, as an award, I'd like to tell you about. Many of you may hopefully know by now, but the City of Bowling Green received the 2023 Live United Award recently, as well as the 2023 Greatest Giving Increase Award, and we were a top 10 United Way Campaign Award winner during the United Way of Southern Kentucky's annual award ceremony just a week or so ago. And the Live United Award is the highest award given each year, and there was two of those, one for companies with 250 or less employees, and one for over 250, and we were in the over 250 category. And so I'd like to, I can't know if I start naming names, I'll forget, but Leda Becker was our chair. We had Angela in HR on the committee, Robbie in finance, Lizette in Public Works, Cameron from Parks, and I'm sure I'm missing people. Jennifer from finance. And so they did a great job with the campaign, with the employees, and I think we raised over $50,000, I'm pretty sure, this year, and really successful campaign. And thanks to all the city employees for their generosity and giving to that cause, United Way. They help a lot of people, and we've had good partnership with them for many years with the Born to Learn trails and Of course, they're a big partner in the Jennings Creek Trail, that Jennings Creek Park that we're getting ready to build over in that neighborhood. So we're really, really happy about those awards that we received. And then lastly, as usual, if you are in the audience and would like to make public comment at the end, please sign up in the back corner on the register, and we'll take that up at the end of our regular session. That's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Meisel. That's quite an accomplishment on behalf of our city and all of our employees. They're very, very generous. Okay, our first item is regular meeting minutes, approval of minutes for February 6, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Any discussion? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, minutes are approved. First item is municipal order number 2024-26.
Municipal order approving the promotions of Eric Woodward to the position of police captain and Ethan Decker to the position of police sergeant in the police department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Meisel.
I'd like to ask Chief Michael Delaney to come up and make his recommendations for these promotions.
Thank you, Mr. Meisel, Mayor, City Commissioners. Tonight's sort of bittersweet. In order to have these promotions, we have to say goodbye to one of our friends, one of our leaders, someone who's been peer support before we knew what peer support was. Captain Belden Perry has been an integral part of our family and our team for 20 years, and he's retiring, and that's the reason for these two promotions tonight. And he's with us tonight, so if you would, could I take a little liberty in saying thank you to Captain Perry and give him his accomplishments. So bittersweet, but I make these recommendations with no reserves at all. The first one I have is Ethan Decker. Ethan, if you would stand, please, for promotion to sergeant. Ethan has been with us since 2018. He's been a great part of our team, a great addition. He lives in Bee Springs, so he's a commuter. But since 2018, he's been a part of a lot of special assignments. Our bike unit, our motorcycle unit. He's a crisis hostage negotiator. He's a police training officer, advanced police officer. He's helped Ronnie Ward out and being the fill-in for the public information officer, so he's an assistant there. In times of need, when we've had sergeants out for injuries and other things, Ethan stepped up and he was one of our acting sergeants. And he's also one of our instructors. So without any reservation, I would like to recommend Ethan Decker to the position of sergeant tonight, and I think he has some of his family members with him also. Oh, there's Stan.
You want to introduce your family there? Yes, sir. This is my little boy. Wow. Well, we're got a young one there. How old?
6 months here in just a couple days.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Next up, we have Eric Woodward. He's been with us since 2000, originally from Governa. I've got a lot of things I can say about Eric, a lot of great things. The one thing that comes to mind when I think about Sergeant Woodward is no matter what the task is, no matter what I ask of him, the difficulty doesn't matter. He's always, yes, sir, we'll get it done. And that's the attitude that he brings to work every day. That's the work ethic that he has. Yes, sir, we'll get it done. He'll figure out a way. And I ask a lot. And I ask some things that are crazy, but Eric always finds a way. And he doesn't just say yes, sir, and he doesn't come back with a product that's 50%. It's 110%. It's more than I ever asked for in a better quality. So Eric is with us tonight. He's been a training officer, a firearms instructor, driving instructor, defensive tactics instructor. He's part of our training staff for our BGLE. He's been on the honor guard. He was a canine handler. He was a drug task force, and he was promoted to sergeant in 2018. He's done a lot of things in his time with us, but one of the greatest qualities, other than saying yes, sir, Eric is the go-to person. When someone's in need or they need someone to talk to, this is a difficult job between him and Captain Perry, and now Clifton Phelps. They are our peer support. So Without any other reservation, I'd like to recommend Sergeant Eric Woodward for the promotion of captain tonight.
Eric, would you have some family with you?
My wife Jessica, my mother Kathy, my son Rose, and my daughter Ryan.
Beautiful family. Well, congratulations to you on being named captain. Congratulations to you for being named sergeant. And Captain Perry, thank you for your service to our community, to our city. All right. Well, gentlemen, commissioners, we ready? Mrs. Jackson, roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations, Sergeant Woodward, and to Captain Decker. We're the best kept and safest commission in the entire state of Kentucky right now. Municipal Order Number 2024-27.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointment of Matthew Wisenden to the position of Environmental Compliance Inspector in the Public Works Department.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
I'll ask Lori Gray, our HR manager, to come up and make this recommendation, but this was a position you all thankfully agreed to add in our FY '24 budget. This is, I think, our last one that we're filling for this FY fiscal year of '24, and it's a position in Public Works to assist with our environmental compliance program. Lori?
Evening. So I'm here to recommend Matthew Wisenden, he goes by Matt, to the position of Environmental Compliance Inspector in the Environmental Compliance Division of the Public Works Division. Matt's being recommended. He graduated from Western Kentucky University with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Public Relations with a minor in Environmental Science and Sustainability. He also holds a Master of Geoscience degree from WKU. He's currently the GIS Specialist with the City of Scottsville. His current knowledge and skills will be an immediate asset to the environmental team, and he is here with us. If I could have you stand up. Okay.
Welcome.
If you have any questions, just let me know.
By yourself, or you have family with you?
No family, no.
No family? All right. Public Works claims you. All right. Well, congratulations to you tonight. So, commissioners? All right. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations, Matthew. We're still safe. We have Officer Whitson with us tonight.
She said that's right.
Municipal Order Number 2024-28.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting annual on-base content management software maintenance through a sole source from i3 ImageSoft LLC of Royal Oak, Michigan, in the amount of $54,943.29.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
This is one of our most critical softwares that we use here for all departments. That's our on-base system that is our document management system. We've grown it into workflow processing and a lot of other things, electronic forms. We even put our employee evaluations on this program, so it's been very helpful. And we're here tonight asking for just an annual renewal for the maintenance, $54,943. It is the sole source, and would ask for your approval for the renewal.
Okay, thank you,
And
Mr. Mizel.
Danita Weeks is here, our IT director, can answer any of your questions on this one.
Any questions from commissioners or discussion at this time? Okay, no discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2024-29.
Municipal order authorizing the continuation of a contract for aquatic chemicals from Madison Swimming Pools LLC of Goodlettsville, Tennessee, in the amount of $96,449.25.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
About this time last year, we went out for bid for chemicals for our pools and our water fountains and fountain at Circus Square, and we decided to go with Madison Swimming Pools LLC. We went after an option to renew for an additional year and reached out to Madison Swimming Pools. They were willing to renew for an additional year to supply us with chemicals for the same price and at the same unit pricing. No increase. And as you know, we're approaching March 1st and warm weather is around the corner. So we are asking for your approval to go ahead and renew with Madison Swimming Pools LLC to supply us with the required aquatic chemicals for Russell Sims Aquatic Center, the Limestone Springs out at Lampkin Park, and the Fountain Square, or Fountain at Circus Square Park. And Brent Belcher is here, can answer any questions you have on this one.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-30.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting sidewalk repairs through a sole source from Precision Concrete Cutting of Clarksville, Tennessee, in the amount of $99,995.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
We have used Precision Cutting now for several years, and I believe they have saved us a lot of money. They can go out and file down sidewalks that have raised edges. Instead of replacing the whole square of the sidewalk, they go out and smooth it back down, and they go out and inspect certain zones every year. And we found that in this upcoming contract before you tonight, that they identified 2,151 total hazards out there in our 42 square miles of city, and believe that they can fix about 63% of them with their technology. The remaining will be eventually fixed either in-house or with a contract where they replace the whole slab. But we're recommending to go with Precision Cutting once again to repair the sidewalks that are out there in these two zones, Zone 2B and 2C. I think those are in your packets, the maps of those, in the amount of $99,995 would be, which broken down would be $30,390 for Zone 2B and $69,605 for Zone 2C. This money is funded or coming from liquid fuel tax money, our liquid fuel tax fund. And Andy Souza is here, has worked on this, and can answer any of your questions on this one.
I have a question, if it's okay. Andy, all your friends left. I'm sorry. He's alone now. What causes the buckling? Is it tree roots?
Some of it is tree roots, some of it's erosion underneath the soil. We don't have the aggregate underneath, so sometimes it'll wash out as well. And it could just be someone driving something heavy. Sidewalks are only 4 inches thick, and so when people drive over them, they tend to crack them. So
Okay.
driveways are 6 inches thick, which is why your driveways can support cars, but sidewalks cannot.
So when it's tree roots, what do you do about that? I mean, you're going to shave them for so long, but the tree is still going to raise them, so they might be repeat.
Correct. So if we can
Customers.
see that it's roots for sure, we'll cut those out first. And usually that's on operations to do, not Precision. We'll do that part of it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a follow-up question. We can see the maps here about where some of these repairs are going to be made. Could you, for the public, kind of describe the part of town that we're going to be in this
Yes,
year?
ma'am. So that's the west end side of town. So if you're looking at Kentucky Road North and also Morgantown Road North. So up by Pearl Street, Church Street, that's the Stubbins, that's the area we're looking at for those two zones.
I just want to thank you all for doing this. Whenever I'm in those neighborhoods, there's of course a lot of several housing areas there that there's a lot of folks who get to the store on their motorized wheelchair. And they talk a lot about how that being a safe way for them to get their basic needs. Sometimes the fact that there are these kind of hazards on the sidewalk has meant that they have spilled into the roadway because of those. And so I'm really grateful that you all are keeping our community safe in whatever modes of transportation they use in their daily life, but particularly our vulnerable population who is using those sidewalks for those basic needs. I'm just grateful for you all making these repairs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. For discussion, Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-31.
Municipal order authorizing the continuation of a mowing contract with Affordable Lawn Care and Pressure Washing LLC of Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Bluegrass Landscaping LLC of Bowling Green, Kentucky, in a total amount not to exceed $392,032.94.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
Okay, so this item has a couple different parts. This is our mowing contract. Part of it is administered by Public Works. Another part is administered by Parks. And so we are recommending renewal with these two companies. One is Affordable Lawn Care and Pressure Washing LLC, and the other one is Bluegrass. And so in your packets, you'll see a Schedule A, which is mostly, that's the affordable lawn package, and that's for Public Works, which includes a lot of right-of-ways, city-owned lots, city-owned drainage retention basins, and even 7 fire stations and the police station, and along with Louisville Road corridor. And then your parts C through F are under Parks, and that's Bluegrass Landscape LLC, and there's a list of those on down in your packets, which includes places like mowing. Actually, we're pulling out Kuriakis, we're pulling out Pedigo. We're going to do those in-house this time, but we are going to renew for Fairview Cemetery, weed eating. There's going to be different quadrants over there, and it explains how those are going to be watched over, and we'll pay them $1,000 with each billing cycle. And then the other areas include West End Park, the greenways behind Kroger, Mount Moriah Cemetery, Weldon Pete, Heartland, Boat Landing Road, Parker Bennett, Hobson Grove, Ball Fields, Reservoir Hill, Covington Woods Park, H.P. Thomas Park, the crossings, and then Cemetery 1 and 2, and then a couple or 2 or 3 additions we've added for 24 were Shake Rag, Pioneer Cemetery, and the Kimmer Little Center grounds around that. So just renewing these contracts with a few modifications. Brent and Andy are here, can answer any questions on these 2 pieces. We decided to combine this into one municipal order and recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-32.
Municipal order authorizing a mowing contract for the Parks and Recreation Department through non-competitive negotiations with Hope House Ministries, doing business as New Leaf, in an amount not to exceed $85,360.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
So we had a House Bill 393 that was passed, I think it was last General Assembly, to allow us to do business with nonprofits that could benefit both us and them. And we've had very good success with the Hope House New Leaf, DBA New Leaf program. They come in, and we've given them several parcels in the Parks and Rec Department. And they're a nonprofit operating here in Bowling Green with addiction recovery, workforce development, and they provide really good pricing for this work. And as well, we benefit by getting the seasonal labor to save us money to cover our 1,100 acres or so in parks. So Brent Belcher is here to answer any questions, but this contract would be worth $85,360 with New Leaf program at Hope House Ministries. And the 10 locations are Roland Bland Park, Pedigo Park, Hobson Disc Golf, Riverwalk Park, Lee Square Park, Ogden Park, which is kind of a neighborhood pocket park, Shake Rag, and a couple other places. So again, Brent Belcher can answer any questions on this one, but
All right.
they've been a very good partner.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions?
I'm going to make a comment. That's an excellent program, and I'm so glad that the state paved the way. I'm on the Kentucky League of Cities board, and that was a pretty big initiative for us. And it's just a win-win for everybody involved. And I would hope in the future we could look at ways to expand that program. Not just, those services, but there's other services that are out there that we could be a benefit to nonprofits, and they could be a benefit to us. So, thank you.
It's really helped us survive, so.
Well, no, that came from us. That was our recommendation to KLC because of Brent working with Hope House to amend the bill. So JD was happy to take that on and push it for us. So it has been good, but it's good for other cities too. But I think it's good that it was a Bowling Green initiated.
That's right.
Great reminder.
Brandon, I appreciate that, just even as an attorney, because I see that sometimes, the workforce, we see sometimes having the workforce and when someone needs recovery. Sometimes when someone's going through the hardest day or the hardest part of their life, they can't see no way, to get back forward, to get ahead. So having something like that to make sure that they also get like that recovery, but able to get back in the workforce provides like a purpose. So I'm glad, and I don't know if you've led it or when you guys sent that up there to to Frankfurt, but that's something that I'm glad that even Bowling Green did for people that need that, because it's important.
Thank you, Carlos. Okay, no further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-33.
Municipal order authorizing the City of Bowling Green to accept the transfer of 6 transit vehicles from Community Action of Southern Kentucky, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
As you all know, Community Action, they were the operator of the transit system up until July 1 of last year, 2023. We went to RTB Dev as our operating and our management company. And so there were 6 buses that were bought with 5310 money from the FTA, and those 6 buses were Dodge Caravans. There's 2 Dodge Caravans, and then looks like 4 Ford Starcraft vehicles, are all 2019 models. Those need to be transferred back, and so we're asking for your approval to accept these 6 vehicles back from Community Action of Southern Kentucky. Brent Childers is here and can answer any of your questions on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-34.
Municipal order authorizing the acceptance of an award for Kentucky Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funding from the Kentucky Department for Local Government in the amount of $1,322,000.
So moved.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
This is exciting news. This is the good that comes sometimes after the really bad. And so we were very fortunate to hear that we were awarded the $1,322,000 from the Kentucky Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Money. As you know, the U.S. HUD Department set aside $1 million for communities like us to go back and make things right after a disaster. And so thankfully Nick and Brent worked on this, and one of our hardest hit areas was the Whispering Hills area. And so we have an opportunity now to go over there and rework a floodplain culvert under Whispering Hills Drive. Public Works is going to oversee this, and this is going to replace the culvert. It's a gigantic culvert already, but it's going to be even bigger, provide more flow, and what it will do is it will hopefully remove 15 properties out of the floodplain. And so we are excited about this project. It will also allow possibly 2 of those homes that were damaged from the tornado to build back, because they were not allowed to build back because they were in the floodplain. Hopefully this will take them out of the floodplain and they'll be able to build again on those sites. So thanks to Nick and Brent for their work on this, and Brent's here can answer any questions on this project. But $1,322,000 to go to work over there on Whispering Hills Boulevard, the big culvert that goes under the road, and that little creek that runs into Jennings Creek, I believe.
Jeff, from what I understand from a tour over there recently, is that it's also going to mitigate flooding in our new park down there on Jennings Creek, that it may still flood, but not near as often.
Just a quick question, and this is a great grant. Always, Nick always give you your flowers while you're here. Do they know where it will redirect to, Brent?
It doesn't redirect. It still follows the same path.
Okay.
What it does is it allows it to go through faster.
More capacity.
Okay, so it makes
It
sure
won't back up, so the water will stay moving faster, and it follows the same path. It just doesn't slow down. And then that allows the water back upstream to move out, so then that elevation drops, therefore the flood events are less, therefore they're no longer in the floodplain.
Great job, guys.
Yep. I also want to give credit to Matt Powell and our Public Works engineering team. Nick writes it, but we don't always know all the solutions and all the ideas. So I want to give credit to Public Works for really thinking about this. This one's also impactful because by removing these properties from the floodplain, that takes away their requirement for flood insurance. So this is a direct cost savings to those individual property owners and those families impacted. So it's not just a project for us. This is a direct impact to the family that own those properties as well.
I just want to thank you all so much for continuing to find ways to help these neighborhoods that were most, hit by the tornado, to continue to, build back and improve quality of life over there. And I'm just so grateful, particularly in this area where you see is still struggling in some places to build back, and to know that we are working, we haven't given up, right? We're still figuring out why haven't they been able to build back, and how as a city can we come alongside of this neighborhood to remove those barriers and continue to do that. And I'm just really grateful that you all are continuing to fight for that, for this neighborhood, and just looking forward to us continuing to come alongside of these neighborhoods until everybody's back.
I was able to walk this with Matt just last year, and
Walked in too. Let's thank you.
Oh, good. I had a question for you, but you weren't here, so I would, yeah.
But it's probably a 50 to 60-year-old piece of infrastructure that needs attention. You can tell it doesn't have the flow that it probably did when it was first built, and so it needs attention. And I'm glad Matt took this on and brought this to light. Matt.
Oh, absolutely not mine. I was just part of a huge team. I apologize for that. Stepped out with a new hire and lost track of time. What was the question, ma'am?
I was just wondering about the timeline, since this, putting this culvert in and revision of the maps. I mean, that seems like it might be a long process, because then we have to know how does it actually affect it before maps can be redrawn. So just trying to get an idea of.
No, it is a lengthy process for sure. So there's a series of permits that are going to have to be acquired in order to be able to do that work. And ultimately, we have 4 different projects that are going to be happening in that same reach of the stream all at the same time. So that's going to be a little complex on the permitting side. Of course, the construction will have to be bid. However, with regard to the floodplain change, the engineers that are working on the project now are going to develop a model that basically informs how that floodplain is developed, what that high water mark is, and how many structures are within. In order to size the replacement, we will have to model what it looks like with that replacement. So that paperwork will happen at the same time that it's actually being constructed, because we'll know how that's going to move that floodplain after that point. We'll know before we begin how many of the structures we can get out of the floodplain.
Thank you.
I think it's actually 1962 was the culvert install.
Great job, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Okay, no further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-35.
Municipal order authorizing the submission of an application to the U.S. Department of Transportation, Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity Program, funds in the amount of $2,200,000.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
In collaboration with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, WKU, and the MPO, we are wanting to apply again for this RAISE grant and try to get the roundabout in over there on University Boulevard, Russell Road, along with modifications to the underpass where it's more pedestrian friendly under the railroad. And so we were told to try again when we got turned down last year. And so we're going to do that. We're going to submit this application again. Project would include, will improve congestion, lead to less idling if we were able to get a roundabout there, reduction of vehicle emissions, improvement of bicycle and pedestrian facilities to improve crossing there. It's really a dangerous crossing for WKU students as well. And then the residential development around there too. And there's, of course, the city school, McNeil, right there across there on Creason. So we're going to give this another shot, apply for this 2.2 to use for planning and design. Hopefully we get it, but Brent's here can answer any of your questions on this RAISE grant, which stands for Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity. So
Definitely
cross your
do not
fingers.
want to
and-
hinder stopping this effort, and if we can't, then we'll continue to figure out how we might.
It would hopefully be another roundabout at the intersection of Morgantown Road and Russellville Road there in front of Holly.
Does this one
would be
include
part of
that,
this.
or we include that?
I think that's included. Maybe I'm,
Roundabouts.
Two roundabouts, one
Hard
before
because there's
the,
about 6 different roads that all come together there. One at Morgantown Road, Russellville Road, right there in front of Holly, and then one at University and Russellville Road, right there by the baseball stadium. So this would be a dual roundabout project with a widening of the CSX overpass and pedestrian improvements. This is a humongous project in a very short amount of space. But this is just the planning part for the engineering for this project, and then we would go back. If we receive this, once we complete all the engineering, then we would go back for construction dollars. Or the state would go back for construction dollars, but somebody would go back for construction dollars later.
Does the big roundabout on University include the one that comes right in front of McNeil? Is there going to be changes there?
There would be some changes there at Creason, some flow and changes at Creason, because that's the city street that's impacted in all this. Yep.
thank you, Brent. Okay, no further discussion, roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, municipal order number 2024-36.
Municipal order authorizing payment to the Warren County Property Valuation Administrator for fiscal year 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
This is our annual payment to PVA that's required under KRS 132. We pretty much max out on this payment, being that our assessment is over $6 billion now. The max is $100,000. We reached this just 3 years ago. Katie's here, can answer any of your questions on this one.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions? None, roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-3, second reading binding.
Ordinance relating to budget amendment. Ordinance approving amendment number 2 of the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky annual operating budget for fiscal year 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. This was a 5-0 at our last meeting, unless there's any new discussion. None, roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Our next meeting scheduled March 5th, 2024. Mrs. Jackson's checking to see if we have anyone that would like to talk to us, the commission. We don't? All right. Well, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.